Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda. This is the Strawberry Moon Homestead. I discuss all traditional homesteading skills like raising animals on a suburban homestead. I do a lot of canning, gardening, and we are also building our off-grid homestead up north. So we'd love for you to stay and come along for the journey with us. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will get on with what we are doing today. So today I have gotten a couple different bushels of apples and I need to put them up. My 1/2 bushel of Cortland apples has already been partially eaten, so I'll probably just keep that for fresh eating. But I also have another bushel that I need to put up as applesauce and as dehydrated apple slices. So I will actually also do some apple pie filling if I get the time. So come along with me and I'll show you how I do that. So this is my first year using an apple core and peeler, and I'm so far not impressed. I got the Weston peeler from PV Mart, and as you can see in my videos, it was leaving big chunks of apple unpeeled, brand new, just out of the box, and it just broke. So if you guys have a brand that you use that you like, please leave a comment below so I can go buy a better one. I also feel like I'm going to keep an eye out for a more antique one because those things are way better made than the crap that I'm using right now. So normally I put my applesauce through a food mill, so I may end up still doing that just to make it a little softer, or I'll use a blender. But yeah, not impressed with the peeler and the apple core. So if you're looking to go get one, the one with the little suction cup on the bottom that's Weston, or even possibly another make, may not be the best quality. So I will be on the lookout for a much better one because I'm sure that they will save you time if they work properly. So for my applesauce, I peeled and cored a pot full of apples. I'm going to put about a cup of water in here with them, and I'm just going to start boiling them down on the stove, and then I will add the sweetener. And you don't have to add sweetener, but I choose to add a little bit of honey. And then I'll add my spices like cinnamon and nutmeg. So my apples had been boiling down for a little bit and they boiled down quite a bit. So I added a lot more apples here so that these will boil down and I'll have a better pot of applesauce. Okay, so while my applesauce is boiling down, I did another thing of, freshly peeled apples. I'm going to season these up with some cinnamon and get them in Dehydrator so that I can make some apple chips. So these apple chips are really good for when we are going out hiking, for any activity. My kids love apple chips. Having them be dehydrated, I can just quickly throw them in a to-go bag and they're fine for the entire trip. So nice healthy snack for the kids and ourselves while we're out and about. All right, I have these all in my dehydrator. I'm going to turn this on to the fruits setting, and it's probably going to be in here for about 10 hours. There we go. The applesauce has boiled down. I'm going to go grab some honey, and then I'm going to season it with my spices. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 cups of honey in here. So I will do another batch of this without any sweetened honey or sweetened applesauce as well. But for this one, we're getting the honey in there. Whew. Hopefully it all fits. There we go. Okay. I am also going to put a tablespoon of cinnamon in. So I like my applesauce with a lot of cinnamons and nutmegs and that sort of thing, but my kids do not. So for now, I'm just going to do this. I'm also going to throw in 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can pressure can this without the lemon juice, but if you are water bath canning, then you need the lemon juice to make it shelf stable. Okay, so I'm going to add my 4 tablespoons. Because, whoops, I plan on water bath canning this. I am getting my water bath canner filled up. I believe I'm going to fill it up to this line right here. And that way, because I am doing pints, when I get all my pints in, the water will be above the pint jars. So I also put vinegar in my water. If you find you get a film on your jars after canning them, put some vinegar in there. It's I think it's calcium deposits that's left on the jars, and the vinegar just makes that go away. Okay, so I've got 8 jars in here. I believe that's how many pints it will take to can this up. I have put them in my water bath canner. I'm going to boil the water, sterilize these jars. As these are sterilizing, I am going to get my immersion blender out and I'm going to blend this up because we've still got a little bit of skins in there. So I'm going to blend that up to make it nice and smooth. Some people like their chunky applesauce, but I know my kids and they're going to enjoy it better smooth. Okay, so I've got my jars and I've got my funnel. I am going to fill this up to a 1/2 inch headspace. My lids have been put in hot water. There we go. Just a little bit more. Okay. I'm going to take my cloth, clean the rim. Don't want anything on that rim or it could hurt your ceiling. There we go. Fingertip tight, and I'm going to get it into my canner. Okay, so I have these in the canner with the water a couple inches above the lids, and I am going to bring this to a rolling boil, and they are going to can for 20 minutes. Of course, you are going to adjust that with your altitude, and if you have quarts, it is also 20 minutes to can. So my mic gave out on me here, so I'm just saying while my applesauce is canning, I'm going to get started on my apple pie filling. Okay, so for my apple pie filling, I apologize for the noise. My mic just died, so I have to charge it up, and I don't have time to do that. My kids are at Forest School, and I'm going to have to go pick them up soon, so I kind of want to finish what I'm doing here. I'm going to do 12 cups of sliced apples, 2 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. I'm taking this recipe out of the Ball book, so if you're interested in finding that, that's in the Ball canning book. I'm going to throw in some spices, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, and I'm going to follow the Three Rivers Homestead, tweak it a bit, and use some arrowroot powder because I do not have clear gel, but I do have arrowroot powder, so I'm going to use that to thicken it. And I'm also going to put in 1/2 cup of lemon juice because, again, you need lemon juice to make sure that it cans properly. The recipe also called for 1 1/4 cups of water and 2 3/4 cups of apple juice. I do not have apple juice, so I just did 3 3/4 cups of water, and I think it'll be sweet enough with the sugar that's in there. So I'm going to bring this to a boil, stirring continuously, and soon I'm going to pack my jars with my apples and get the apple pie filling in there. I ended up doubling this recipe, and I threw in all of my peeled and sliced apples. You can see it's decently thick. So I'm gonna have to go pick up my kids, so I will get to canning this afterwards. I decided to throw some more apples in my slow cooker, and I had a bag of cranberries on the bottom of my freezer I wanted to use up. So I have decided that I'm gonna can up some apple cranberry sauce. So this is my apple pie filling. I am just jarring it up here. I ended up having a bit more liquid than what I had wanted, so I did end up cutting up some more apples and putting them in there. So once you jar it up, you are going to leave a 1/2 inch of headspace,
And then you are going to take your tool and you are going to put it into the jar to take out any air bubbles. You're going to wipe your rim, put your lids on, fingertip tight, and then you can put it into your canner. So I canned these for 25 minutes, and again, you would adjust for your altitude. Alright, so I've thrown the cranberries in here with the apples, and I'm going to leave this to cook down probably overnight, and then I will add my sweetener and blend it all up for a nice apple cranberry sauce, and then we'll can that up tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to make some apple scrap vinegar. I'm going to take, the solution is going to be 1 tablespoon of sugar to 1 cup of water. Make how many of those as you need to fill up your jars. I am also you can add some live vinegar, like Bragg's vinegar. I'm going to add a bit of a mother from my pear vinegar into these, and that will just help this ferment even quicker. So I will show you how I do this now. So you can see that I took part of the SCOBY from my pear scrap vinegar to put in here to help it ferment better. And then I just top each jar with some paper towels so that it can breathe. I'll come along each day and give these contents a stir. They'll stay like this for a couple of weeks. And here is the finished pie filling. Okay, so here are my apple chips. They've dehydrated up really nicely. So I'm going to get these in a jar and put them away. Okay, there we go. There's our jar of apple chips. I'm probably going to do this a couple more times, and they turned out awesome. They taste really good. So I'm excited to have these. So this is the cranberry applesauce that I left overnight in the slow cooker. I'm just going to blend this up and get it into jars. Okay, so for this applesauce, I put in a half cup of lemon juice. I put in a cup of sugar and about a tablespoon of cinnamon. For our last applesauce, my daughter found it rather sweet, which is funny because I only used a quarter of the sweetener I was supposed to, but it was just far too sweet for my daughter. My son loves it though. But so I didn't want to add as much sugar to this one. I got them to taste test it and it was child approved. So we are good with the apple cranberry sauce. Right, so I'm gonna get these all jarred up. I'm putting them in pints. I'm gonna leave a 1/2 inch of headspace and I'm gonna get it in my water bath canner. Okay, so I have 5 pints and 3 1/2 pints in here. I'm gonna bring this to a rolling boil and I am going to water bath can it for 20 minutes. Right, I got all my apples canned up. I'm actually gonna head out and get another couple of bushels because I would like more applesauce in our pantry because my kids love it over the winter and so do I. I hope you found this video helpful. Please feel free to like and subscribe and I will see you next time.